Yo, Internet, welcome back to the John Grave Show. Yeah, I got some Days Gone news for everybody today. Now, this isn't the only one that I got. I may stick a little bit time on this main article, but I do have a few other ones that I do want to sort of shotgun off of everybody. And basically, reading the articles and whatnot, it's the reason why that they feel as though is that Days Gone is very different from all of their other, or at least all other, or at least most of the I want to say like open world zombie-esque games is because of the fact that they blend the open world and the narrative like better than games like Far Cry and whatnot. Because again, I would actually agree with them if God of War didn't come out last year, and so did Spider-Man. Games that actually do sort of spread the narrative across like the open world storyline. I mean, even like say even the Batman Arkham games, I can see that popping up like in those games, and they're just the same as this, as whereas that they're third person games. You know, even went as far as to basically say that what was it? It was or at least looking at this next little topic here, which is a man, a motorcycle, an outlaw brotherhood. Whereas that this part of the article, they tend to talk about, or at least Garvin's he tends to talk about like that he doesn't only want a survival horror-esque like zombie game to be about all that. He's kind of worried about like the overview, such as books like I Am Legend, the Passage, The Road, that kind of thing. Like where like it's one man, he has one like little animal companion, or it's him on his own, and he's trying to survive the world. Yeah, I can kind of see that for the most part, because again, like most of these open world games, like inadvertently, I will be honest, and I will say, there goes my phone. Like I like the fact that they do cut out most of the fat, like, or at least it seems though is that they cut out most of the fat, like in most of these open world games, where like that you are put like in a stronghold and you are the only person who can do anything. You're just a lone wolf on your own here, which is nice, because it cuts all that craziness out of trying, man, where like that they mostly fail to sort of give you a good, I want to say, like supporting cast of characters, in which that they kind of just show up and just give you dialogue and then give you missions, and then that's all they do, you know. But getting into this, but like the real meat of this article that actually kind of got me a bit, it was the fact that they tried to point out that the zombies, I'm just trying to find it, but it's like that the quote unquote freakers are different than zombies, because they're living creatures that walk around the world and whatnot. But I wanted to counter that by saying that specifically, it doesn't matter what you call them. All right, they're basically regular people who have been infected by some random virus that makes them that makes them feral and cannibalistic. Doesn't matter if they're alive. It doesn't matter if they're not like the George Romero zombies and whatnot, and like that they just walk around on their own, or whatever, or like that they stay like in a close knit herd and whatnot, and they attack whatever there that makes sounds and whatnot. Doesn't matter. They're still zombies. It's sort of like if you look at The Last of Us, and plenty of people will constantly make an argument of saying that the infected in in Last of Us, that they're not zombies, but they have the exact same traits of zombies, all the way down to like a bitten infection. The fact that they're people like who like go like into these zones and they become feral and somewhat cannibalistic, or they're focused on spreading the virus. If it's something that degrades your personality, like right on down, man, to like a few base emotions, and man, like an attack stat, then believe me, you are a zombie. Which was always annoying, like in The Walking Dead, like why they didn't want to call them zombies. It's like, just call them zombies. But here's a more interesting article that came up a little while ago, is that Days Gone feels familiar, but that isn't such a bad thing. And mostly it's a like this one, like this article is mostly a conversation between Alessandro and Edmund, which that they tend to actually, well, I'll do the overview of like each of each part. Now this was the first impressions, like the first part. The first part of it was they kind of mostly compare it to Sons of Anarchy meets The Walking Dead, and I can see that because it's a biker like fighting zombies. Ain't no problem with that. Now this one goes like into the freakers thing of what I was saying, specifically of them saying like that they're alive and that they do their own thing and whatnot, and that basically you don't see them as often as you see regular people. From this article here, it seems as though that you see way more people than you do the freakers and whatnot. However, when you do run into them, like they are a problem, as that they can like chase your like they obviously are chasing your motorcycle and everything, running at like high speeds, you know, which is crazy. I think he even like akins this to, oh yeah, here I saw a few other freaker types, which are basically the witches and boomers from Left 4 Dead, or the screamers and bloaters from State of K. So yeah, like they kind of do their little thing, you know, like because they do have different types, which is cool. I'm not gonna go over the open world thing again, but you know, like Carrot would say, man, but like it's very focused on the game narrative, as they say, and character focused, such as State of Decay, which is something better than what Far Cry was. God damn, my phone. You know. Now, this one's interesting where like that they talk about your bike and it being your best friend, which this just reminds me of your horse in Red Dead Redemption 2. Like that's just kind of how they built your bike to be. And of course, they got combat encounters, you got stealth, guns, everything else. The characters are really wonderful and the world is dark and gritty. You know, it really impressed them, and I'm actually happy for that, because again, it's like I still wish that the game like would at the very least, like, because there's two bikers like in the game, I still kind of wish that it would like implement the co-op feature, but like if it's just to tell one story of basically one biker chasing down another, or at least that's what the original trailer like, or at least that's what they said when they originally like announced the game, which was like one biker is chasing another because he wronged him in the past and he's causing trouble for him. So I can see that. But here's basically the biggest question of all, which technically, if you really want to be real, you don't actually have to read the article to sort of or at least like you don't have to read like the rest of the article to sort of realize that this is like the full extent of what this whole article is going to be about. Does Days Gone cross the line by letting players kill child zombies? And to a certain extent, I have to just go ahead and say that no, they don't. Honestly, like with me playing a game called Dead Space 2, where like you fight zombie baby, or like you fight necromorph zombies. You fight basically, what was it? You fight the kids that were transformed like in the tiny tiny little green gray alien like monsters that have razor sharp hands and whatnot. You know, with people turning man like into all sorts of grotesque monsters, man, like in that game. It's crazy. You know, I mean, it's to the point to where that it actually kind of pulled something away from other games such as Prototype, to whereas that you can't actually like murder children or animals, because it's really weird to me that like people acclaim that games like are super violent, but then it's like they never go after children or pets really, unless you know like it's for hunting or something. Like that's the kind of thing where like that people get kind of touchy feely about is kids and animals. Like, and it's mostly house pets, but still, it's like a game of this nature, like allowing you to kill child zombies. It's not as bad as what they make it out to be. So it's fine, you know. But also jumping into the Sony says that Days Gone protagonist was softened following the community feedback, and basically the only thing I can pull from this was the fact that he was a bit rough and tough and everything else, and they called him like unrelatable, so they sort of they softened him up a bit, and then they made him a bit more relatable, which, you know, okay. He likes hot Cheetos. That's cool. So he's relatable now, and he can relate to me because I like hot Cheetos as well. Oh yeah, and what was say oh yeah, and like he drinks the grape drink. So obviously, well, they probably didn't put that in there, but still, it's like they made him way more relatable. They tried, man, to cut off some of the snark and gruff from like his character to make him a little bit more open and happy, as they say, like that they refined all of the rough edges because people, they didn't like him, so now they do. So hopefully it's probably just nothing, but hopefully it's something, man, like that they had to put a lot of time into to fix, I guess. But this is the more like this is the most funny one to me. Like, the only thing that I can say to this is that Days Gone is getting a photo mode, an expensive photo mode. As for what the features are, I mean, like, you know, like, you can take as many stunning photos of the world of Days Gone as you want. There are say there's a frame and there's a frames and presence panel, and 9 custom frames, black frames in different shapes and sizes, various Days Gone logos presents with 18 filters. The lens options lets you change the field of view, aperture, facial distance, and film grain. Like, at this point, they're giving you a little digital camera in which that you can just point at the game and just record, because yeah, I care about my photo modes, I guess, but hey, they're gonna become a thing now, so why not shoot for the heavens? So, So basically, we're at the end of the line here. Like, I think Days Gone is gonna be one of the better games to come out. Or at least, like, 2019 is kind of been having an uphill battle when it comes to a lot of the Capcom games, because January was really good. Half of February wasn't, okay? With Anthem and, well, just Anthem. Like everything Anthem really wasn't all that great, but still, it's like most of like January was good. February had a black spot. We haven't gotten anything in March yet, so. Oh yeah, One Piece World Seeker, obviously, but it has a good story, so it's not that bad. So hopefully April keeps the train going, and we can actually get like a good 6 or to 6 months of good games coming out. So crossing my fingers, and I'll catch you guys on the next John Grave show. I'm out.